Good morning, students. Today we are going to deal with complex permanent tissue, and under which comes xylem and phloem. We had studied yesterday about blood, the connective tissue, and type of cells that are present in blood. So we are taking this in detail, xylem and phloem, because these are important from the point of view of transportation or kind of transportation that is present in plants. So complex tissue, as we all know, that have more than one type of cells, but they have common work. They are destined to perform a common work, common function. So these are present in xylem and phloem are the two subtypes of complex permanent tissue that are present in plants that basically perform function of transportation of water and food and minerals to all parts of the body. But they perform different functions. Xylem have different set of functions and phloem have different set of functions. Collectively, both xylem and phloem are known as vascular tissue, and together they form vascular bundles, right? So XVT means xylem vascular tissues plus PVT means phloem vascular tissues is equals to vascular bundles. We can say that xylem is one of the two types of transport tissue in vascular plants. Xylem जो term है, that is derived from a Greek word xylon, which means wood, and the best known xylem tissue is wood that is found throughout the plant. Wherever we can see that stem is present or around the area of cambium, we can observe that xylem tissues are present, and its basic function is to transport water, and to transport food we are having specifically phloem, but to transport water it is xylem that performs the function, and it also transfers some of the nutrients through the plants. And vessels and tracheids are responsible for the conduction of water and minerals. There are four kinds of xylem. Here we can look again at the flow chart, a small flow chart that is given. Xylem are of four types: tracheids, vessels, xylem parenchyma, and xylem sclerenchyma. We don't have to go in that much detail, but we just have to know what are the subtypes of xylem, what are the subtypes of phloem. Now comes phloem. Phloem is the vascular tissue which carries organic nutrients like photosynthane. Organic nutrients, and this photosynthane is very important for the growth and development of the plant. And as the phloem is the innermost layer of the bark, its name is derived from Greek word phyllos. Inner layer of the bark, we all know which part of the tree is known as bark, and the inner layers of that bark contains phloem tissues, and this is mostly responsible for what? Organic material, transportation of organic material during photosynthesis. We all know that organic material formed during photosynthesis is glucose, and here a term is coming, translocation, which specifically describes the transportation of food materials. Whenever I say transportation of food material is taking place, I can use the term translocation, but I cannot use this term for the transportation of other things like water or only minerals. Now, phloem sieve tubes are responsible for the conduction of organic minerals to all parts of the plant. Phloem sieve tubes are tube-like structures that are responsible for transportation of food. These sieve tubes are linked one along the other, and with the passage of these tubes, organic minerals are transported to all the parts of the body. Now, one thing that I need to tell here is that water is always transported in upward direction because roots absorb water, and by capillary action as well as we can say by osmosis, the water is transferred from cells of the root till the tip of the plant. So this is the very we can say that beautiful concept of capillary or osmosis, in which the cell from the root can transport water up to the tip of the plant, and the translocation or the transportation of food material goes just vice versa. What happens here is that food which is prepared in the leaves, we all know that food is prepared by leaves. Food prepared by leaves is translocated till the last cell of the root or the cell that are deep inside the earth. Here are the two diagrams of xylem and phloem. You can see that xylem is present on the inner side and phloem is present in this layer. We are seeing these structures in detail because it needs to be mentioned here, because we should know that at which part of the plant or at where xylem or phloem are located. So in the first diagram we can see that outermost part is epidermis, next is cortex, pith, cambium. You don't need to understand these all, just keep in mind cambium is the word that comes in your NCERT. Just keep in mind that cambium is the layer around which corks or dead tissues can develop, or we can say that xylem and phloem are present around this part or around cambium. Means if cambium further develops into more layers, they lead to the generation of secondary layers, and xylem and phloem are present besides the cambium. Now xylem, cambium and phloem, these three layers, you can see what xylem is doing. Xylem is transporting water in upward direction. Cambium is present. Cambium is, we can say, just like the group of dead cells which separates xylem and phloem, and in phloem we can see that the direction is downwards because food which is prepared by the leaves is translocated to the entire plant body. Now what are the basic differences between phloem and xylem is given here. So the differences are as follows. Phloem, as we all know, transports food and nutrients like sugar and amino acids. You can also write proteins in place of amino acids. And xylem transports water and minerals from roots to aerial parts of the plant. Now second point is important. Phloem have bidirectional movement. Bidirectional means, for suppose if a leaf is present in the middle of the plant, then it should also supply the food material that is being prepared by the leaf to the top of the plant as well as the bottom of the plant. So its direction should be bidirectional, otherwise the whole part will not be covered, or in the whole part the food will not be translocated. And xylem moves in unidirectional because water is being transported from roots to all parts of the plant. And phloem is present in roots, stem and leaves. Xylem is also present in roots, stems and leaves. And phloem is living tissue with little cytoplasm but no nucleus, whereas in xylem, dead tissue at maturity, so it is hollow with no cell content. I will show you the diagram how this xylem looks like, with a deep hole in the middle of that which is known as hollow. Now phloem is not star shaped but xylem is star shaped. And one more thing, it is not necessary that all the xylem will be of star shaped, because we are having 4 kinds of xylem, and it is also not necessary that all types of phloem should have a similar structure and shape, because we are having 4 subtypes in phloem also. But in general we are talking about this, that the xylem is of star shaped and phloem is not of star shaped. So this is xylem. You can see that there is a central pit surrounded by a halo, and then these are called as bordered pits. Pits means a hole in the center, and these thread like structures, when they are present around this hole, this is known as halo, or these can be known as bordered pits. This is the diagram of phloem and xylem, and you can see that the big cells which are present at the periphery or on the right and left hand side are termed as xylem, and the lightish pink colored cells, these are termed as phloem, and the blue colored cells which are present around the xylem and phloem are known as fibers. We are not concerned with the fibers, just look the position of xylem and phloem. They can be present around each other so that the function can be performed effectively of transportation of water and minerals and translocation of food material. This is another diagram of phloem. You can see there is cross walls between successive cells becoming perforated from forming sieve plates. You just have to keep in mind that there is demarcation, or there is well defined boundaries between the cells of the phloem, so that they can perform their function in a well defined manner. You can see the structure of xylem here. There are 2 terms that are given here, early wood and late wood. What happens when the wood becomes old, or it becomes of more than 100 of years of age? This late wood or the cells of the late wood get compressed, and the early wood cells get shifted on, or we can say a layer of new cells is formed above the layer of old cells. So the old cells will get compressed and the new cells will get elongated in the dimension. So we can say that late wood is present beneath the early wood, and the cells of the early wood are wide and late wood cells are compressed. So this was all about xylem and phloem. These were the few topics that I discussed because I found them important from the point of view of exam, as well as for your information, that you can differentiate between what is xylem and what is phloem, and how they function, what is their direction of movement. And this was all about today. If you have any kind of doubt in this topic, please submit your queries in the discussion form. Thank you.